in the beginning, I want to understand about IELTS speaking exam content. And IELTS speaking exam have the three parts. The part one is the general question, and timing is about 4 to 5 minutes. And part two is the particulars question, and the examiner will give you 1 minute to prepare and 2 minutes to speak. And in part three, the examiner will discuss with you more question, and the part three will connect with the part two. So timing is about 4 to 5 minutes as well. So after that, I realized the exam content. I want to share about those four-part question, my internal exam strategy, and what do I learn, and what are the places that I found difficult. The four of questions have the give your opinion and give your reason and talk about different and make prediction. So first is to give your opinion. When I respond to a question and I will clearly express my emotion and let my answer have logic and structures. And then I will try my best to add more detail to explain my answer and give the example. And here is the places I felt difficult because I will be talking myself only and forgot to talk about others. And I remember the teacher Melissa reminds me that I must talk about others. And you can give an example of your friends and families or other stranger news or social event and so on. Don't only talk about yourself. Your question will connect with the social and the public. After that, I must have my questions conclude and don't close the window. I must to open the window. And that I don't have to worry about my answer is not good enough. Just need to focus on whether clear or not. And then there's give your reason, and I will give the examiners a clear structure and that the examiner can understand what I want to say. And I can use the one reason and secondly, finally, and consequently, and therefore I think to make my reason have the strengths and integrate my answer together. And in addition, the reasons more connect with the question. I can only respond to the answer just like because I love it or I just like it. I have to explain the reason why you love it and why it will attract you. And moreover, I will attention to know about my question and make sure of the meaning to the question to avoid that my answer will lose my band and then the here actually is hard for me before because I'm afraid to ask the question again and because I'm worried that it will affect my band. And after the class, I discover it won't and it will rescue you. The last one is to be careful about the grammars and vocabulary. If some vocabulary results in you thinking for a long time, have the opportunities, your pronunciation is around. So just skip and try to say another vocabulary and words you know. Also use the tense carefully. So and then is the talk about the difference. I will specify the things I talk about differently and clearly to compare the things different. And for example, my house, I can talk about the price of securities, the disadvantage and advantage. When I comparing, I also can use moreover or on the other hand, in addition to make my answer clear. Secondly, I don't need to only limit to a small direction. I can try to extend my role or direction. I can talk about the year and age because different year or age will have the different affections and ideas. It is worth talking about and discovery. I don't need to speak to details. I just need to make my answer fixable and not limits. Finally, before I answer the question, I move slowly and think about it. It is my difficult places for me when I talk too fast. I make myself nervous and forget my speaking tempo. Sometimes the pronunciation is incorrect. I must clear my emotion. And before I begin to speak, I can try to say, well, I think, or and I think it is hard to say that, so my method is to extend more time to think and claim the emotion. And so that's one is a make prediction. I will try to talk about the data or some event to make my answer reasonable. If the time allows, I can connect the nowadays happen and future possible happen to increase my answer reliabilities. And furthermore, my answer can not only provide a prediction, I must explain why I'm thinking about that or why you thinking it will happen. At the same time, I will consider my prediction for the future, what happened and what kind of things will be happen to analyze from different angles. The difficult place is that sometimes when when I give an example, it is easy to say something already happened, and I must watch the news or video to enhance my knowledge and study hard in my department because smart service management can create and explore the things in the future. And lastly, I don't need to be accurate the crystal balls and making myself feel stressed to predict what the futures look like because nobody will know and just your imagination and confidence to answer it. In the end, I think the biggest challenge for me is that I'm most in the limit time to reaction immediately to answer some of the question I don't know beforehand. For me, it could get a question that I'm unfamiliar and it needs some strategy to take a test and prepare to train my brain more so to respond and think about all the things. So before I'm taking the IELTS speaking exam, I will remind myself not to speak too fast, just speaking slowly and think about 1 or 2 seconds. Sometimes when you think about 1 or 2 seconds, the things will become different. And if you speak too fast, it will be easy to end and your answer is too short. The examiner can help you. You can just sit in there and the atmosphere is embarrassed, it make you want to die, and it will attack your confidence. So next, don't be hesitant when you answer the question because it's a waste of money when you are hesitant. So I'm so appreciate that the teacher gave me the chance to practice and give me advice. Thank you.